happy Friday. Happy Friday, and welcome to the Facebook Live session today, where we will do a little bit of yoga and a little bit of core. But today's yoga class is also very kind of a way to ease into our weekend. It's a little restorative, but we'll also work on a little bit engaging the core, finding our breath, settling into that breath, and things like that. So first things first, before we begin our at-home session, you can use a variety of things. You can use a block. You can go ahead and grab your pillows. I have different size pillows. You can even use as big as pillows as you like, and you can also maybe even grab a folded blanket. Anything that kind of just you're typically used to using. Also, you'll want to get somewhere comfortable. I've got my mat here on the wood floor. You can also have it on carpet. That is totally fine as well. Anything that makes you feel just very secure and things like that. And I do not have music going on today because during the live Facebook sessions and music, you definitely would not be able to hear me. So I definitely encourage you to right now, if you don't have any on and you love music, go ahead and put something on that makes you kind of feel good and happy. So great, we're going to get started. And as we get started, you're going to go ahead and you're going to lie flat down onto the mat. And we're going to start today by taking your hands onto your knees. And you're just going to lift your feet up from the mat. And what this does is it just kind of naturally begins for us to just settle into our day. As the day is winding down, relax in the shoulders a bit. Finding the breath from your belly. And I'm a huge component of just starting to do it kind of like feels good into the movement. So in this pose, just slowly begin to put little circle movements going left to right. And they can be as big or as little as you like. Massaging that lower back. And then you can go all the way from right to left. The whole time, just enjoying feeling your breathing here. And then you're going to take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, just slowly relax your head and shoulders on your neck, but bring your knees, your folded knees, into your chest. And just slowly kind of rock back and forth, hugging yourself. Breathing here from the stomach. On your next available inhale, you're going to take both knees over to the right side of the mat. You're going to take your hands onto your knees, the right hand. You're going to extend the left arm out. Palm is up and fingers are reaching and they're really extending. So you're gazing at that left arm, breathing into this fold, breathing into the space that you're creating here. Fingertips continue to reach. That left hand is extending out. Breathing here. Exhale and release. If you want to take this a little further and it feels good, the knees that are bent, you can extend out. And you can see the toes. My hand is still resting here on the legs, but my left arm is extending out. So I'm really dynamic in this pose. I'm reaching with that arm, but really feeling the space in that lower back. On your next inhale, inhale from the belly, those knees up. And then I'm just going to exhale, just opening up the hips here. And then this is a really nice opener here. You can kind of rock from side to side. And you kind of can massage the lower back. Take a nice breath here from, again, that stomach. Inhale from the belly. I'm going to take my knees all the way over to the left side, and I'm going to extend that right arm out. And that right hand reaches, the palm is up, no lazy hands. The fingers are extending and reaching. Continuing to breathe here. Nice deep inhales. And I've been telling a lot of people, because I've been teaching a lot of Facebook Live classes, and a lot of fur babies are running around, and that is okay. Children are running around, that is completely okay during all of this. Have fun with it. And again, the same thing on the other side. If it feels good, the knees that are bent, you're going to extend straight out to the side. Or you can leave them bent. And what's neat about also this pose is you can kind of start to feel the difference of what's tighter, the left or the right side. On your next inhale, inhale those legs all the way back up, and once again, you're going to exhale, opening up those legs. Nice deep opening here in the hips. And then we're going to begin to activate that core, because we're going to be breathing here from the abdominal muscles rather than our diaphragm up here. So on our next inhale, you're going to inhale up, stretching the legs out, and as you do, heels extend up, toes point down, and you release back. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, back through. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, back through. 2 more times. So you're going to inhale, lengthening all the way up. Exhale, all the way back. And again, inhaling all the way up. And exhaling all the way. And last time, take those arms, hug yourself. Inhale that chin up toward the knees. Exhale and release. And then you're going to place again those hands on top of the knees. And those feet are just gently becoming nice weights. And they're just hanging here. This puts a nice balance back into that lower back, especially if you're feeling kind of like any discomfort in the lower back. I'm going to take the left foot and I'm going to place it on that right knee. And I'm going to take my hands, clasp them below the right knee. If that kind of hurts and it doesn't feel good to do, you're going to take your hands behind your thigh here, and you're just going to place them there as well. Both are completely okay. What I want you to do is start to, each exhale, you're just going to melt into this pose, feeling that left glute begin to open up. One more inhale here. Exhale, deepening through. Now you're going to grab a hold of this left foot. You're going to extend that right leg out. Now it's not all the way down, it's not all the way up, it's just kind of nice halfway there. And you're going to take those toes and you're going to point them down your face. And then you're going to point them up toward the mat. And maybe you put little circle movements into the ankles. And then we're going to engage that belly again. Ready? So your exhale or inhale. Inhale, lengthening up. And I'm just going to slowly lower that leg a little bit down, not all the way, and then back up. And I'm going to go ahead and all the way back down. And then inhale back up. 2 more times, all the way back down. And then lengthen all the way back up. And last time, all the way down. And inhaling back up. And as you exhale, put a bend back into that knee. Clasp the hands again around that knee again 1 more time. Bringing that pose in deeper. And you can even put a little rock back and forth. On your next exhale, go ahead and take that foot off the knee and relax both of those knees. Relax both of those feet. You put a little movement again into that lower back, whatever feels good. And then we're going to switch it up because you got to do the other side now, right? So you're going to take the right foot onto that left knee. And then I'm going to clasp my hands. Then I'm going to bring that left knee in toward my chest. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, let it deepen. Again, nice inhale here. Exhale, let it deepen. You're going to go ahead again and same side here. You're going to grab a hold of this right. I'm going to extend this leg out. It's not all the way down. It's not all the way straight up, but it's kind of at a nice little angle here. And my head and shoulders relaxing on the mat. And I'm just kind of bringing this foot and leg, the right, a little deeper into my chest. I prepare the abdominal muscles here. As I inhale, lift up. Bring that leg up just a little more. Exhale it down. But it doesn't go all the way down. It's not touching the mat. It's about a few inches above. Then all the way back in. Exhale, back down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, back down. Inhale up. Exhale, back down. Last one. Inhaling up. Exhaling both knees back into the chest. Your final hug that you give to yourself. And then we're going to have you roll over to that other side of the mat. And you're going to come to your sit bones. Now as you come to your sit bones, as I mentioned before, you can take a pillow or a bigger pillow or blanket that you have. You're more than welcome to take your sit bones onto the edge of that because it just kind of releases the knees a little lower than the pelvic region, taking off any kind of strain that you might have on the knees. So let's take the time here. And as the sit bones settle into the mat, my sit bones and my spine are extending and reaching all the way up toward the ceiling. The crown of my head is pointing all the way up, reaching. I can actually feel myself growing a little taller. Shoulders relax down. My facial muscles begin to relax. Close your eyes here for just a moment. I just want you to inhale, extending from that stomach. Exhale, release. Again, inhaling through. Exhale, release. Nice. Take your right hand onto the left knee. You're going to take that left arm, and it can either stay on the left hip, or it can go behind your lower back, or if you want to bind just slightly, you can take the hands into the insides of the thigh. And I'm just going to slowly inhale, growing a little taller. Exhale, take that gaze over the left side. This is a pose that's super easy to hold your breath in, but you don't want to do that. You want to inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, release. And then you're going to untwist that left arm. And then you're going to now take that left hand onto the right. I'm going to grow a little taller here. And then I'm going to take that right hand. Same thing. If it's comfortable right here on that right hip, that's totally okay. If it's a little okay on the lower back, go ahead and leave it there. If you want to see if you can bind it just a little deeper, wrapping that hand all the way around you. The most important thing is that you inhale, lengthening up. Exhale. Take that gaze over that right shoulder. Again, reminding yourself of your breath. Don't hold it. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, release. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale, release. And go ahead and completely unbind. Take both arms up. Inhaling. All the way up. Reaching, 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 reaching. And as you exhale, take that right hand down to the mat. It walks out just a little. And then you put a little bend in that right arm, and then you let the left arm just completely fold over. Then you're going to take your gaze slightly up, and you just completely exhale, melting into this pose. Take a deep inhale. Exhale deep. Inhale all the way up. Left hand goes to that side, walks just a little, then a little bend as that right arm reaches up. You're extending over. You take your gaze up toward the ceiling, and then you just completely melt into this pose. Nice deep breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. And inhale all the way back up. Very good. Go ahead, if you have a block or a cushion, you're going to remove those items. And we're going to go ahead to a tabletop position onto the mat. So here, you're going to want to make sure that your knees and hips are in line. So you're not going to be back here. You're not going to be up here, but you're going to be directly right here. You're going to make sure that your wrists and shoulders are in line as well. Your fingertips are all facing the fronts of the mat. And I'm going to take my toes and curl them under. And on my next inhale, I drop my tailbone. Inhale the chest, lifting up. Exhale, uncurl the toes, rounding, lifting up, chin to the chest, gaze at that belly button. Inhale, curl the toes under, lifting up. Exhale, rounding up, lifting through. Inhale, flow up. Exhale, rounding through. Inhale, flow up. And exhale, lifting all the way up. And come into a very nice neutral position. So take your left toes, curl them under, push that heel all the way back. My wrists and shoulders are still in line. I'm going to extend my right arm out. Now you can stay right here if you'd like. The arm's not too high, it's not too low, and the fingertips aren't like all blah. Everything is extending. Find a moment, create some balance, and on your next inhale, slowly lift that right foot off of the mat. Now the leg isn't too high up or too low, it's directly hip height. And toes are pointing down, heel is pushing back, and my right arm is pushing forward. You can stay here, or you can go ahead on your next inhale. You're going to inhale that arm back, lifting the knee toward your head. Exhale, release. Inhale through. Exhale, release. Inhale through. Exhale, release. Inhaling through. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale through. Exhale and release. Very nice. So let's go ahead. Take your knees as wide as the mat. The two toes together touching. I'm going to extend my hands forward, and I'm going to push my sit bones back. And I'm going to walk those arms forward. Inhaling, exhale, push the sit bones back and completely relax into this pose. Extending the arms forward. Feeling your body opening up. Maybe you've been on the computer all day. Maybe you're feeling some stress and some worry. Next inhale, inhale up, exhale to tabletop. Same thing here, check where you're in line, wrists and shoulders, knees and hips. So now it's the other side, right? So you're going to take your right toes and curl them under. I'm going to take my left arm, extend it out. My fingers again are reaching forward. I've got a nice fingertips extending. And I'm going to reach the leg up, that right leg. Toes are pointing down, heel is back, but arms extending forward. You can stay here, find that balance, find if your right side and left side, what's going on. If you'd like, on your next available inhale, inhale that right knee toward the forehead, arm back, exhale. Inhale through, exhale. Inhale through, and exhale. Inhale through, exhale, lengthening. One more time, inhale through, exhale, lengthening. And take your hands and your knees down to the mat. You're going to take your two knees as wide as the mat. You're going to take your toes touching, your sit bones pushed back. But this time, you're going to take your hands and walk them to the right side of the mat. And you're going to feel this delicious, lovely opening side on the left side. But my sit bones continue to push back. And I'm just going to keep inhaling and exhaling, walking forward, feeling myself opening up on this left side. It's such a wonderful but yet simple pose, especially if you're like, oh, I'm reaching, can I reach any more? And you push the sit bones back. And release. Inhaling through. And release. Now we're going to walk the hands all the way over to that left side of the mat. Arms are stretching through. Sit bones pushing back. Inhale, lengthening through. Exhale, melt. One more inhale. Exhale, melt. And let's take our hands forward. And now we're going to go into our first downward dog. So I'm going to actually begin to bring my knees a little together. Hip width distance apart. Push those toes back. Hands extend forward. Half downward dog here. And you're going to inhale. Lift the sit bones up. I love to put a huge bend into my knees at first. Lengthening through the spine. And then I lift the sit bones up and I push the sit bones back. It's okay if your heels aren't touching the mat. You're just going to completely move in this downward dog. I want you to pedal those feet. I want you to take your hips and legs from side to side. Put a little movement, shake it all out. You're going to go ahead and you're going to lift this right foot off the mat and I hook it behind my left heel. And that left heel extends down toward the mat. And then I'm going to take my right foot from the mat. And I'm going to inhale, lifting, only hip height. And you can stay here or you can lift it a little higher. And then you can begin to stack that right hip onto the left. And I let that foot fall to the side as I gaze underneath my right arm. Nice inhale here. Exhale, come all the way back down. I want you to take that right knee into the chest and we're going to activate the core just a little. You're going to inhale the knee toward the hands. Exhale, back out. Inhale toward the hands. Exhale, back out. Inhale toward the hands. Exhale, back out. Inhale toward the hands. Exhale, back out. Last one. Inhaling through. Exhale, back out. And on your next inhale, you're going to inhale, taking this right knee toward the right hand for our first pigeon. You want to make sure that the leg that is in back is directly behind you. You can also take a cushion right directly underneath if you feel like, if that's comfortable. You can stay up onto your forearms, or you can come all the way down, whichever is most comfortable for you. But it's here that you kind of want to Sometimes people like to put a little rock. Just, it's very, very subtle. Kind of moving a little from side to side. With each inhale, I want you to exhale a little deeper into this pose, feeling that right glute and inner hip opening up for you. I hope everyone's listening to some really good groovy music and having a really wonderful Friday. On your next inhale, you're going to inhale those arms all the way up, lengthening up nice and tall. So if your shoulders are kind of rounded in here, I want you to think about what would it be like if you lifted up a little more from that heart space, brought those shoulders together, and then I lifted that left knee up from the mat. I pushed that left leg back just for just a second. A nice little inhale. Exhale here. 2 ways to come back into downward dog from poses, wherever you're most comfortable. You can inhale back to tabletop, to a nice neutral position. Elongate your hands and extend all the way back into downward dog. Or you can go ahead directly from the pose that you're in, comfortably inhale up and exhale back into downward dog. So now I'm going to work on the other side. You're going to lift this left foot up. You're going to hook it around that right heel, and then you're going to extend that right heel back down toward the mat. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, melt. Then you're going to take that left foot off and you're going to raise it just a little. You're going to push that heel back. And then you're going to stack that left hip onto the right hip. Let that foot fall over. And I'm gazing underneath that left arm. Take a deep breath here. Nice inhale. And then you're going to go ahead and exhale back to neutral. I'm going to bring my knee into my chest. And you're going to go ahead and do this abdominal flow here. You're going to inhale through. Exhale back out. Inhale through. Exhale out. Inhaling through. Exhaling out. Inhaling through. Exhale back out. Inhale through. Exhale out. Last one. Inhale through. Exhale. Shoot back. And then bring that left knee toward that left hand. You're going to extend that right leg all the way back behind you. Again, you want to make sure that it's straight behind you, not kind of tilted off to the side. And you're going to make sure if you're comfortable, if you need a pillow or a blanket. And again, you can stay up completely here on the arms, or you can relax completely into this pose. Completely up to you. Take some breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, completely melting into it. Inhale, lengthening through. Exhale, release. Inhale, lengthening through. And on your next inhale, come all the way up. Same thing here. You relax the shoulders, get a little comfortable, and see if you can't just bring those shoulders back just a little. Drop them. You're going to lift that right knee off of the mat. I extend it all the way back gently. Maybe extend my chin up just slightly. Inhale here. Exhale and release. You can bring both knees, like I said before, together. We're going to extend back up into downward dog. Take a moment here into the downward dog. You can put movements into it. You can go back and forth from plank into downward dog. Whatever puts a little more prana into your body. Prana, movement, air, life. On your next available inhale, we're going to do some more abdominal work. You're going to inhale into plank. As you inhale into plank, your wrists and shoulders are in line. Your tushy isn't sagging, but it's not up high. Nice and hip height. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to inhale the right knee to the right elbow, and I look at it. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale, and release that foot down. Take a beat, good job. You're going to raise that left knee, and same thing when you're into plank. You're going to put a bend into that left knee toward that elbow that's straight. I'm going to gaze over. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And again, inhale, and then exhale, and then slowly release. Excellent. And your next available inhale, come all the way down into child's pose. You're going to take your chest onto your folded knees. You're going to extend those arms all the way back. Your forehead goes down to the mat, and you're just going to let yourself sink into this pose. So it's in this pose that you can have an opportunity to kind of quiet yourself, ground yourself, and kind of find that breath if it was getting a little excited during some of the movements. Nice inhale and release. Extend your hands forward. You're going to come all the way back up, and we're going to come all the way into plank. As you come into plank, the wrists and shoulders in line. This time I'm going to take my right knee to my left elbow. So I'm going to inhale, then exhale. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Two more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And you'll release that foot down, and you'll take the left foot off, and we'll come to that left knee to the right elbow, and I inhale, then exhale, then inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Two more times. Inhale through, exhale back out, inhale through, exhale back out, and release those legs down. And go ahead and extend fully back into downward dog. Take a nice deep inhale here, lifting up, exhale, push it all the way back. Let's take the right foot in between the hands. And as you do, let me make sure you can see me properly. You're going to drop and move that left heel down. So if you were to draw an imaginary line between the right heel and the left heel, they're in line. Have a nice wide stance. I'm going to take my right arm to my leg. Now nothing is lazy here. I'm not just hanging out. I'm going to inhale, lengthening up, roll that left shoulder back. I'm going to take that left arm all the way over, fingers reaching up toward the ceiling. So my right hand is active, my left hand is reaching up. Nice inhale here as the left foot's pushing back in the mat. Exhale, deepen into this pose. And your next inhale, inhale all the way up. Awesome. And so now your hips and your chest and everything are facing forward. Arms are straight out. Palms are facing down. And we're going to go back into the pose. Inhaling through. Exhale, lift up. Inhaling through. Exhale, lift up. Inhaling through. Exhale, lift up. Now this time, when you take your hands and your arms are out, I'm going to take a look at my right hand, and then I'm going to lift up on an inhale, and then I'm going to exhale strong. And this left arm is extending back. This right arm is reaching back, and I'm reaching. And just when you think I can't do it, I can't do it, I don't like this, one final inhale, exhale, fully into side angle. Your next available inhale, inhaling back down, exhaling back, full into downward facing dog. So it's the same thing that we did on the other side. You're going to go ahead and you're going to make sure, let me flip around here for you. The left foot now goes in between the hands. The right foot extends back. Heel is in line all the way with the heel. And I'm going to take this left arm to that leg. I'm going to roll my right shoulder back. I'm going to extend the right arm all the way over. And the hands are extending and reaching up. My gaze is comfortably up. You're just going to take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, release. And your next inhale, we're going to inhale, flowing through. Chest and hips facing forward. Your left foot, though, is still facing that way. Lifting up nice and tall. Back into the pose. Inhale, flow up. Exhale, flow back. Inhaling, flowing up. Exhale, back through. Inhaling, flowing up. Exhale, back through. And again, inhale up. You're going to extend the arms out. Gaze at that left hand. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale. My right arm is reaching back. My left arm is reaching forward. My right foot is pushing back. My left knee is going forward. And just when you think you can't do this anymore, you're like, no, no, inhale here. Exhale into the full pose. And take your hands down. Take your left foot back into our final downward dog. Take a moment here. Bend those knees, super hyper bend. Inhaling. Lift up. Exhale. Push back. And your next inhale, come all the way down onto your knees. And you're going to walk into a comfortable seated position. And I'm going to have my feet flat on the mat. I have my hands back onto my thighs. I'm breathing up, lifting up. I'm going to utilize this belly. And I'm going to inhale the feet off the mat. Stage 1. But I'm not using my hands. They're not fully holding those legs up. That's the key to the beginning stages of working with the core. So I'm going to breathe from that fire belly. Right? Inhale, lift the legs up. The hands are just there to kind of make you feel secure. Okay? And then you can place them back down. Stage 2. Inhale all the way up, bringing those feet in line with the knees. Again, my hands aren't 100% holding the legs. It's just there to make you feel secure, and I'm holding here. The next stage is to extend the hands out. And we're just going to hold here for just a moment. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale, lengthening up. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And take your feet to the mat. And take your 2 feet together, lifting up through the spine, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, pushing into the sit bones. Walk your hands all the way forward. Push your sit bones back. Now I'm going to take the hands all the way back, and we're going to do that one more time. Taking the feet to the mat. Do whatever's comfortable in which stage, whether that's just kind of an inhale here for a moment, then exhale. Then inhale up for a moment, and then an exhale. But you'll start to feel a little comfortable, a little more confident as you get to inhale those legs up. And you can hold them there. And you can even take your palms up. And then you can even start to put a little movement into those legs. And you start to see what is comfortable. And go ahead, I'm giving you permission for about 10 seconds to play around. If you fall, tumble over, it's completely okay. We're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Very good. And bring those 2 feet together. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walking those hands back. You're going to take both feet straight out. Both of your legs are straight out. I love to give my legs just a little bit of bounce here. Shake any soreness out that you might have. You can gently grab the IT band, the quads. Kind of give yourself some self-love. You know, it's all about making sure that the body is just as healthy, right? Times are a little interesting. And so you want to make sure that you are staying as healthy as you can. So I like to sometimes give the legs a shake out and give the legs just a little bit of massage here to kind of help move all of that blood flow through, keeping the muscles nice and hydrated. So go ahead, and we just worked on one of those stages of the core, and you know how we were talking about the control of the abdominal muscles. Well, the final thing that we'll do is I'm going to have you take your feet down to the mat. If you're going through some lower back discomfort, you'll just completely come flat onto the mat. But you're going to go ahead and you're going to just slowly, not hunched over, but back into that nice little line that we were talking about. And you're going to just slowly roll all the way down, slowly with control, until you're completely flat onto the mat. And you're going to bring your feet to the mat. And you're going to take your hands beside you. And you're going to see if you can grab for the heels. And you're going to begin to tighten your sit bones, the glutes. And your next inhale, just slowly lift the sit bones up. Inhale here. Exhale back down. Let's do that again. Inhale slowly up. exhale, back down. And now I'm going to do that a little further this time. I'm going to inhale my sit bones up, and I'm going to lift my hips up and up and up, and then I'm going to roll my shoulders underneath each other. My hands are going to reach for one another, interlacing the fingers, lifting the sit bones up and the hips up. Pretend you have a Nerf ball between your knees and gently squeezing your knees toward each other. Inhale here. Exhale, lengthen through. Nice. Take your hands into your knees. Bring yourself into a nice neutral position. Feet are off the mat. Put a little roll back into that back. You can even go back into the hip rolls. Nice and big, as much as you like, from one side to the other. Whatever feels good to you. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to take your 2 feet together, and then you're going to place them down onto the mat, and your hips begin to open up into this lovely space. My neck is nice and long. I'm not crunched up. Nice and comfortable with the shoulders relaxed. You can place your hands onto your stomach for a moment or by your side. I want you to close your eyes here for just a moment. Take nice, deep abdominal breaths. Exhale, release. Inhaling. And exhaling. You're going to slowly extend those legs straight out to the side. I'm going to take my hands over my head. I'm going to do this amazing full body stretch. I'm going to reach. My toes point down, my arms overhead. I'm just inhaling and reaching. And then I'm going to exhale. I'm going to take my hands completely down to my side. And now, my friends, Shavasana. It is such an important pose. You can spend 30 seconds here all the way to 15 minutes or more. But I do encourage you to please take at least 1 minute. Even if you have dogs with you, cats with you, or kids, it's okay. You can still find that peace that you're looking for. If you just give yourself permission to just lie here for a moment. Your body begins to completely relax. Your facial muscles relax. And you begin to feel a little weightless. And you just start to let all of the worries drift away as much as they can. You can stay in this pose as long as you like. For those that need to come out of the pose, I recommend you roll over into a little folded position for just a moment, feeling yourself in that space. I'm going to inhale, lifting all the way up into a comfortable seated position. take your hands all the way up, reaching. Inhaling here. Exhaling your hands back down at your heart center. You just take a moment to honor yourself. Tuck your chin into your chest. Bowing in honor of all the efforts that you make and do. Inhaling back up. Exhale and release. So I am incredibly thankful for the Facebook Live feed for you guys, and it's just super neat seeing everyone coming on and logging on. And all of these sessions are just kind of a nice little way. They're anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes of getting our bodies moving throughout the week, especially since we'll be staying home. So I actually do read the comments and any suggestions that you have. So if there's anything that you would like to have or talk about that you would like to see, definitely leave a comment, and till next time. And I hope everyone has like a really, really, really beautiful weekend and try to enjoy it. Thanks so much. Bye.